I'm recording this. I haven't even uploaded the class from on Sunday yet. I'm tripping. It'll be up there today though. Well, tomorrow. I lie. It'll be there tomorrow. But yeah, this is recording. So as you guys saw, I had a pretty decent gold analysis earlier that I dropped in the group chat. Now I'll come back to this, but I do have a pattern on here. Let me show you guys real quick. There's a pattern setting up on here, so that's why one of my confirmations of getting to this into this trade earlier. But I'll come back to this. Let's see what else I got. This joint went for a few pips and then took off. That's a little 30 pip. I closed this out when it was still positive for 30 pips. Never hit my take profit. Started hitting the brakes, so I hopped out of it. I'm actually in this right now. I'm in GBP JPY right now. Now, you guys know, if you have a strong impulse move like this, it's going to be some retracement. Now, it just happened to be that I have a diagonal daily trend line right here. You guys see it right here. That's the black line. That's the diagonal daily trend line right there. And price tapped it and turned it brown. So when price hit it, I entered this trade for a sell. So I'm actually up a few pips on this right now. What am I at? Yeah, I'm decent on this right now. So I'm still holding this. I might hold it to at least, even though it's at a level right now, but I'm gonna hold it a little bit more. But yeah, so what else I got? Actually, a pattern forming up on this too. Let me see what I got real quick. Because this episode, like it's a TV show. This session is gonna be about the patterns more. On Sundays, what I usually end up doing is like the basic stuff. I don't think I covered any patterns on Sunday. This is actually forming a bat pattern though, but I'll come back to this too. We shall return. Let me see. I got a pattern on EJ, even though it needs to retrace some also, but there is a big pattern on here. Yes, I have patterns all over my charts. They're on everything because that's the way I trade. I trade the basics and I trade patterns. So I have a pattern forming up on this right now. I don't have my my entry and stuff set yet on this because price is pretty far off, but yeah, we getting there. So let me see what I have on here. Yeah, this one. Straight smash, straight pass it. It got in the entry zone to smash, straight pass this pattern on NZD-JPY. Did me dirty. 20 pips. I didn't even enter this one, but it did my pattern dirty. It went, man, if you're trading 20 pips, that's fine. But no, we want more than that. But yeah, it smashed past that. Because the JPY pair has been going crazy today. Man, crazy. We got a bat pattern forming up on CAD JPY. It did a low turn. Actually, that's a break and retest it did. You guys see it right there. This is your break and retest happening right here. So it's probably going to push up. Possibly to this 886 and then take the dive like it's supposed to. Because that is, let me erase this. Yeah, this is a 4-hour trend line coming down right here. And that's a break and retest that just happened on that. Let me see what else I got. This bad boy from last week finally doing what it's supposed to do. There's actually two patterns on this. There's a bat pattern on here and there's a cipher pattern on here. But yeah. Now, for you guys who aren't in my other group chat with me, you're wondering why the heck these numbers on here that say buy and take profit and stuff like that. It's because in my main group chat, this is how I'm setting them up for people to make life easier. All you do for you guys who are new and for you guys who don't know, if I drop one of these in the group chat and you see where it says take profit, see this is like a light green number, look to the right. That's the number that you're copying for that take profit. Same thing with the buy. It doesn't matter what this green line right here says. Where it says buy, it's that navy blue. Copy that navy blue number. That's the number you're getting in this trade at. Same thing with your stop loss. And for sell, it's going to be the same thing. Now, AUD/USD, I had a pattern on here too. Let me, make this garlic. So I had a pattern on here too. And it might slightly be invalidated right now, unless it's a perfect 1-to-1 at the top. You see it right there? Because if this C point goes higher than this A point, it's invalidated. But it could still be a valid double top. Now, I caught some pips on this also, on this little sell down from right here. Then it found support. So that's another little 20 pip pop right there. I caught 20 pips on that. but I'm waiting for it to get down here at the bottom so I can buy this up. And these are my take profits on that buy. But we'll come back to that too. I got patterns galore on here. GBP USD, there's a big pattern on here too. You guys see it hitting up. I feel like I put too many patterns on here. So I had this pattern drawn down here just in case price pushed down, but I want to say it already made its move to the upside, and it's still valid because it's at 618. Yeah, so we're good to go with that. Let me actually move this real quick. And if you guys don't know what pattern I'm talking about right now, I'm gonna come back and show you all these bad boys. So don't even stress it. Don't even worry about it. This joint missed entry. How dare you? But yeah, you see a hit take profit, but it missed entry on a buy. This one on UCAD, I got so many patterns on here. Yeah, we getting advanced today. That's what we doing. We getting advanced today. But yeah, on this UCAD, still valid pattern right here. Still a valid Gartley pattern right there. So we waiting this bad boy to push down some more. Actually, again, this is another one of these things. What I do is I try to trade. I don't just trade harmonics. I trade harmonics for sure, but I don't just trade harmonics because I analyze the charts. What I do is I will see what kind of setup I have. I work in my trend lines. I work in my levels of resistance. I just work in price action to see what price has been doing. For example, on this one, I'll use this as a perfect example, UCAD. So there's two patterns on UCAD. There's a potential sell up here and a potential buy down here. As of now, this sell is still valid. This buy at the bottom, let me draw it down here real quick. Right here. This buy, still valid. This sell entry, still valid. Now I'm wondering how the heck is this still valid? Now, because price has not made its mind up yet, until price decides it wants to come all the way down here, you know, break this 4-hour trend line, probably break and retest it at some form, then head down here and then go for the buy. That's valid. But since price is still in the middle and has not made its mind up yet, price can still decide it wants to push up here, break and retest this side, and then go for the sell. So since it's doing that, I mean, price is still being squeezed. There's two Gartley patterns like back to back on this. So, I mean, we're waiting to see what price decides it wants to do on that. Now, in the meantime, you guys see how big this pattern is on UCAD? This two huge patterns. So what I can do is just look at price action and see what price is doing so I can make money while I'm waiting for this pattern to complete. Because the major move is actually from the C to the D. But when D entry hits, now for you guys know what the heck D entry is, who haven't been using the scanner or who have know nothing about harmonics. D entry, completion of the pattern right here. See what it says D at? Bam. It's gonna be going for a buy right here. But if price hits up here, it's going for a sell because that's D up there. Now, my green box is my money zone. I'm gonna come back to that later too. But in the meantime, how I make money on these trades while I'm waiting for them to complete is, okay, so I have my C point, which is bam right there, which is my second point of my Gartley pattern. And it's at a level of resistance, which is this green hour, 1 hour resistance right here. And another confirmation, I have a daily trend line right here. Price has not really been playing on top of it very much. So when price pushed under it, I'm like, okay, this is a good time for a sell. And my example of that is right here. Look what happened when price pushed under it. Sell right there, sell right there, sell. Even right here, when it tested this 1 hour resistance again, what happened? Sell. That's multiple chances for you to get into the same sell because price is playing under a daily trend line. Now, for you guys who don't know my charts and don't know how we do it, every black line you see on here, be it thin or be it at a diagonal or horizontal, every black line is drawn on a daily chart, meaning it's going to be a daily level. Yeah, exactly. Those daily levels. Every gold line is a 4 hour level. Every green line is a 1 hour level. Now, I mean, 1 hour level means it's resistance or support, or it's a trend line I drew in a 1 hour time frame. Now, as you guys can see, this one is playing perfectly under this daily level. So that's just more confirmation for me to hop into this trade. I'm seeing that price has been playing under it nicely. Price doesn't look like it wants to break and retest. And especially in this zone, I have 1 hour resistance and a daily level. So, I mean, when price bouncing up here and bouncing up here, that's multiple touches on the same line. It finally got that hard rejection and kept on going. And what did it do down here? Good old break and retest of this level of support. See how price was right on top of that? So what I did in this situation was, since price is playing in this box right here, every time you see price hit that that goal line, which is a 4-hour level, that's my TP. Every time I sell this, that's my TP. It's just that easy. Price is being like, it's playing in that zone. My TP is at the bottom of that zone. Now price finally busted through it, and now it came down and retested it. So what that means is price probably going to continue on down. Now if price continues on down on this, that means that this bottom Gartley that I have bold right now is going to be the valid one. You guys see that right there? So that would make this Gartley pattern right here valid if price keeps on pushing down. So on to the next one. Let me see what else I got on here. This joint here, oh boy, it's actually formed another pattern. Look at that. So I had Gartley set up on GCAD. You will notice on my chart slot, there's a lot of Gartleys on here. Yes, I do trade the bat. Yes, I do trade the cipher. But the Gartley, that's my baby. Gartley does me right. Let me see something real quick though, since we on here, since we looking, how we looking. Oh, look at that. So I'm gonna ghost this out real quick. Let me ghost this out. Bam. So I'm gonna ghost this out for a reason. So you said I had that pattern there, right? That pattern was drawn when price was still up here. This is when this pattern was drawn. So at this point, we're looking for price to make its way down, walking fast, hit the entry, and then bounce up. But since this long push on the pound pairs have been doing its own thing, all the pound pairs skyrocketed today. Like all of them skyrocketed today. So what that has formed up for us is, let me X this out just real quick. What that's now showing us is an update. And it's always fun to update your patterns too. You don't live by and die by the pattern. Technically, this bottom pattern is still valid, but in the meantime, grab my Fibonacci tool. I'm going from my A down to my possible, from my X down to my possible A right here. So for you guys who do not know the Gartley, let me, I feel like I do this like every week, but I don't care. Y'all gonna learn this Gartley. Y'all gonna learn this. Y'all gonna master this thing. Y'all gonna be like, dang, I see why he uses this so much, because it happens over and over. What you do, you find this impulse leg. That's what every single harmonic pattern. Now I'm gonna show you guys how I incorporate this. Exactly, Kareem. You already know you're gonna learn these patterns today. This impulse leg is always the first one. Always first, the impulse leg. No matter what pattern you're looking for that impulse leg. Now, from that impulse leg, that's how you find your that's your X to A. Now, you look for your retracement of your X to A is how you get your B. Your retracement is the point in the pattern where price hits the brakes and turns around. This is your retracement right here. So this is your impulse. Let me change that different color. This is your impulse. So I'll make this pink to match it. This is your impulse leg. That color is not the same. You guys get what I'm trying to do over here. There you go. That's your impulse leg. Bam. That's your impulse leg. And then your next thing is going to be your retracement. I spelled that way wrong. Is retracement even a word? I mean, it's a word. That's not a real word. It doesn't even matter. Your retracement, aka B. Now, B must equal 618 on your Fibonacci tool. So of your, I made this blue to match the blue arrow, so you guys know what corresponds to what. So my first fib is still up there. It goes from X, well, potential X up here. Potential X. I made this nice and bold. Who's eating chips right now? Because it's loud. Let me mute them out. That's Gary being all loud, eating chips, or whatever that was. But we're going X. That's right. That's the X up there. A is your next one, and this is how you get your B, going from X to A. Now your potential B. And I always say potential because you don't know how these are going to play out until you actually have your X, A, B, and C. So yeah, that's what it was. I'm just tripping. I hope we weren't eating chips just now in the call that loud. but that's your XAB. Now your potential C, I say potential because I haven't measured it yet, but I mean, I'm looking at it, I can tell this is a C, but I'm just gonna copy this real quick and say C. This is your C. And now my next fib is gonna go A to B, and this is how I get my C. A to B. Look at that perfect 886 touch. Oh man. Now look how that lines up. Now with this 886 touch right here, that's like perfect touch right there. And it's also at a 4-hour level of resistance. And it also rejected off a 4-hour level, a 4-hour trend line right here. 4-hour trend line, 4-hour resistance. Look at that. Looky there. Look how that's playing nicely with the rest of the class. So let me yeah, so I'm gonna do that. I'll leave those on there, it doesn't matter. But what we're gonna do is 3 is you're gonna fib, you're fibbing A, fibbing, try this one more time, fibbing A to B, and it's gonna equal C. C equals minimum 618 to 1. Now, for the most part, again, you can have a C leg that's 1 down here, and that's fine. If it hit this 1 point, meaning that it didn't exceed A, that's fine. But when it's in that 786, 886 zone, I feel like when it's in that zone, that's like the sweet spot. Like, yeah, this thing about to do its thing. It's gonna make it do what it do. So let me show this fib real quick so I can make the colors make sense. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Bam. That's all crossed over. I got too much fibs in here now, don't I? So I'm gonna erase this fib off here. No, not that one. I'll erase, where's that? This one. You see price hit a perfect 886. Now, from there, I can go and take my fib again. And my last fib is actually my first fib. My next to last fib is actually my first fib, which I need a 886 up here. This is like my money zone now. Technically, on a Gartley, this is how I learned the Gartley originally. Originally on the Gartley, all you needed was a 786 to 1 entry zone, which that entry zone is huge if you think about it. 786 to 1 right here. That's a pretty big zone. So let me see. That's a 100 pip zone on this pattern. That's crazy. So I mean, I'm not trying to be stuck in a 100 pip zone trying to find my entry. So if you guys ever see me drop a pattern and it has a green box on it, like down here, this green box is my money zone. My money zone comes from, let me erase, I don't want to erase that, I want to erase this arrow. And this one. My money zone comes from fibbing out from B, where B actually was at, down to the low point of C. And look, oh man, you can't get much perfect than that. This is my money zone right here. Right here. It's only a straight line. Usually it's a gap in between it, but that's 786 and 886 lined up so nicely. Like, I mean, you can't really beat that. So let me now erase that. I don't need that fib. I don't need this fib. Now I can go through, I can draw my new pattern. Let me erase all this old unnecessary stuff off here. I can now go through and draw my new pattern, which is X to A to B, B to C, C to completion, which is right here. Now, and this is my new Gartley. Right there. So with this, so I have, you guys see I have my buy down here still, which I mean, this is still valid because price right here has not pushed up here anywhere past this X. Now, on the flip side, what could possibly happen with this, because how we have things lined up, this price could complete both of these. Might be wondering how the heck would that work. Price can complete both of these though. Because look where this 886 is at. This 886 is valid for both of these. So if this C point, let me get my mind right. So I'm just looking at it and not telling you guys. If this C point right here, which was right here, but if this becomes my new C point and it goes up here to 886, that'd be a perfect entry to sell. Because again, that's my C point riding it down to the buy, but that'd be my D point of the pattern I have highlighted right now. So that can be a potential for, you know, a double up. That could be your sell on this pattern right here. Your sell down. I'm not saying it's gonna go perfectly straight like that. That could be your sell down, Now, again, me talking about these C's and D's might confuse you guys, but I'm talking about the C of this pattern right here. I'm gonna make it a different color. I'll make it like a bat. The C of this pattern, since this is now trumped by this higher point can still come here, and then this can be down here. And this is still valid as two Gartleys inside one another, which that sounded very crazy, but you guys know what I mean, man. It just sounded weird. But if this C goes to 86 up here and sells down, that's still valid for this to make that drop. So if you go and where is my line? Bam, right here, and make this a sell, my sell line. Price is up there and I sell this down. My take profits literally can be the same. Same take profits. How do you set your take profits and stop loss? So I don't do my traditional stop loss that most people would do is take their Fibonacci and it would go from A to D, or anything C to D. It probably comes out the same, doesn't make a difference. But people would set their take profits. Man, this is a lot of stuff on this chart. Hold on, let me hide some of this stuff real quick. There's too much going on. I was due for this top pattern. There's too much going on right now. Let me ghost this out. Bam. So if I get in this cell right here where it says sell at, my take profit 1, see where it says 382? That's TP1. That could be TP1. But since I have these two take profits back to back, I usually, I'm just typing on the side to make life easy for y'all. Usually take profits would be TP would be, that rhymes. TP would be, I'm gonna say fib A to D, and you get 382 is TP1 and 618 TP2. Just that simple. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I never use that. Now, the reason why I never use that, I can't type a P, oh my gosh. Now, the reason why I never use that is because I trade zone to zone. Zone to zone meaning that price has a pattern that it likes to follow. I don't mean a harmonic pattern. Price has a pattern it likes to follow. So by me looking at this, now I already have a take profit set right here for my bottom pattern. Now the reason my take profit is set right there is because this is a level of resistance, so which is now support. You guys see what I mean? Hold on. This is now a level of support. Let me make this nice bright red so you guys see what I'm talking about. Price is on top of this right here. You see how price is like sitting on top of that right there? This was support at one point, but the same one was resistance right here in the past. You see it? How price was stuck under it? I know by looking at this, if price goes for a sell, it's gonna at least hit right here. And if it hits here, it's probably gonna reject a little bit because I have a daily trend line right here and a daily level of support right there. That's a major level of support two ways. So price probably gonna hit this and does what it likes to do, which is do a little rejection, might come back up here, and then go down. Needs momentum to break and retest. For all I know though, some news might hit on the pound next week and it might smack straight through those. I mean, might hit tomorrow or tonight. It might blow straight through those, like it did on gold earlier. It might blow straight through that and go to this 4-hour level right here. Either way it go, this is my TP1, my same take profit, because mainly because that's the level of support. Price likes to go and test those levels again. So if price smacks through that, that's fine. Now my second take profit is a little bit more, farther down there. If I'm expecting the price to come back down even more, that's fine as my take profit. Or I can raise it up a little bit and have my take profit at this level, this little zone right here. You see it? I made this green for 1 hour. Now I'm gonna erase all this because again, there's too much crap on this chart. I'm gonna erase these two. But you guys see what I mean? This green line I just drew in here, right here, cannot be my TP2. Now my reasoning for that again is because that's the level of resistance. You see our price, look at all those wicks right there. Wicks. If I bump this up a little bit, probably about right there. Look at those wicks in that zone, all the way across. So, I mean, that's how I do my TPs. I do them from zone to zone because I know there's a high probability that price is going to go back and touch one of those zones again. because again, price is not just moving a straight line. So now we have two patterns on here. If I get in this cell right here, this cell is also valid for my C leg. Even if price pushes up here a little bit to like right here, and then makes this move down, again, it's still valid. As long as price does not go past this this A of this big pattern, I'm fine. And if it does, it count that bad boy as a double top. That's what's going to be, a double top. But it means this bottom pattern is going to be invalid. But price can still push down a little bit. But yeah, there's a possibility. I'll drop that in the group chat too. Let me see what else I got. NZD CAD did the same thing with the other NZD pair. It missed my entry. How dare you? And went off. You see that? Actually tested that trend line right there. That 1 hour trend line, then bounced up, but it missed entry by, ooh, that's not even 2 pips. The disrespect. Let me see. That ECAN bat, that's gone. I want to say Ray had the same pattern as me. But like I dropped this in the group chat. I want to say Ray was like, yeah, I had the same pattern. He went over on his class, but it was a bat pattern right here that played out. Bam, you see it? Let me hide it again. Let me see what else I got on here. This joint here played out perfectly and imperfectly at the same time. I did not mean to grab that. Now, I dropped this in the group chat also. Look at that first entry though. Right here to the pip. Right there. That's my first entry. My entry zone was right under this 1 hour level also. Price came there, went right back down to take profit. Like it literally went straight down to take profit, which is only 20 pips. This is a very small pattern. And then came right back up to entry zone and went right back down to take profit again. Now, I know, again, I have a lot of patterns on a lot of pairs. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm not feeling the pattern, I won't even drop it in the chat. And if something adverse happens while we're waiting for this to happen, I will give you guys an update on, like a status update kind of on it. It's actually like it's from another Gartley right here too. You guys see this right here? See this movement where I grab from the bottom? That's just how my eyes work. I had somebody ask me earlier, how do I see the pattern so easily? Is because I'm always kind of looking for them. Like if I see this information, if I see this on any chart, just like this, the first move I'm thinking about is Gartley. And then I'm gonna fib it out and see what I got. So I might fib it out. It might not even be a Gartley. It might be a bat. But the first thing I look for is Gartley if I see an information. And so with that, look where my B point hit at. Right past, you can't see it, right past 618. So again, now I'm looking Gartley. Now I have that information. I can keep my first fib on there. And I'm grabbing my fib again. I'm going from this A down. What do I have? Prices past 618. Almost got to 786. Doesn't even matter. I almost got at, but price is right past 618. Now, when it's like this, it's not the cleanest. I would prefer to actually hit 786 or 886, not be in between the two. But in between the two, technically, it's still valid. But what this is showing me, though, is that, oh, man, I see another one. What should I do? What it's actually showing me is that price might, hold on, let me go back to this. Now, this is what I look for. I'm not saying this is exactly perfect and this is a rule of the game, but this is what I look for. Now, me seeing that, I'm looking for a pattern like this. I'm not going to fib it out, but this is what I'm looking for by looking at this movement. This is what I'm looking for right here. I didn't fill with my money zone, nothing, but this is generally what I'm looking for. Let me make this brighter so you guys can see. That's ugly. Bam. That's what I'm looking for generally. Now, price, now that I see this action right here over here, that price is actually pushing up right now, is forming another pattern. Let me show you guys what I mean. And this is one of the benefits and downfalls of doing patterns so much, is like, because you can see patterns back to back to back to back, but everyone, if it don't fit your rules, it don't fit your parameters, it ain't doing what you want it to do, you don't have to take it. Like, it's just that simple. You don't have to take the pattern. But let me go to hide this real quick. And now I'll show you guys what I'm talking about with this other pattern. So I have the big pattern right there I just drew without actually fitting up the money zone and stuff. But I can grab from right here to down there. What do I have? Lo and behold, another Gartley. You guys wonder why I traded so much, because it happens so much. Like, I feel like the Gartley pattern happens more often than anything else, even though it might not be true. Because, you know, like, let's say you buy a brand new car and it's red. It's like bright red. You can start to notice red cars everywhere. But see, I traded Gartley so much. When I open up a pattern, when I open up a chart, the first thing I see is Gartley formations. Even though that might not be so, but I feel like they happen so much. My money zone on this would be right here. Now, the reason why I draw this money zone so big, and the reason why I draw my my entry as a complete line, because it just shows that no matter where price hits at on this line, you're gonna be in this trade. That's basically what it is. This one's already completed, so I can now, not completed, but it's already like did what it's gonna do. I can actually move this up here now for my new pattern, which would be my sell will be right here. My take profit can be adjusted also to right here. And take profit too, I'm not even worried about this bad boy, but it can be adjusted down here too, to this level. Just updating these things and drawing them. But let me see what this C leg did. So if I go here to here, this one hit a perfect 886. You see it right there? Like, it just tapped and turned around. I like that movement more than the other one, just because it's cleaner. I like when things are clean and they fit, they do what they're supposed to do. So I can do now this one. I'm not gonna lie to you also. If I have a pattern and it's like the take profit is like 9 pips, I'm not even gonna take that pattern. Yes, I know 9 or 10 pips can change your account if you're going with a stupid high lot size, but that's not how I trade. So if I get a small pattern and the take profit is like 9 pips, I'm not even gonna worry about this. What happens, happens. Let me read this comment real quick. Hold up. Let me put this down. Bam. So my connection dropped earlier. Is your money zone between 86 and 127? Yes, it is. Yeah, Kareem. That's when you ever see a green box. I think Steph does it now too. If you see Steph drop a Gartley also and it has a green box or a box at the end, it's because the money zone thing. And I actually found out about that kind of like in the last few months, and I found that zone is pretty accurate, because you guys can see right here, like for example, right here. Look at that. Look how price just tapped into there and then turned around. So this money zone, you saw I had this again. I had this red line going all the way across. It's because no matter when price hits that zone, I'm in that trade for a sell no matter what. I utilized that because when I was trading gold, I realized that I have a pattern set up, and I'd be like, okay, I guess price is going to hit when it hits this trend line, when it hits this zone, and then it hit before that. And when it hits before that, if I don't have a pending order set at that spot, I'm not going to be in that trade. So with this updated right here, this, again, price is being squeezed in two zones. When price makes his mind up, if price pushes anywhere below this A point, I know that this Gartley right here, oh, I shouldn't do that. I know that this Gartley with the green, oh, so ugly. Bam. I know that this Gartley with the green is valid if price pushes below my A point of this blue and gold Gartley. You guys see how that works? Like with squeezing the prices in between these two things. So now I'm gonna ghost this bad boy out for right now. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set a pending order. Spy pattern. I'm gonna set a pending sell order up here on this small Gartley. Because if price gets up here and hits that and turns around, good. Now if price continues pushing down for this one, that's fine also. I have two patterns and prices being squeezed in the middle of it. If price pushes down and hits the entry on this, that's fine too. All that means for me is that my sell up here will not be activated because price will be down here somewhere. So again, you guys see how this works. And this stop loss is way too high now. Let me bring this down. Now, oh, somebody asked me how I do my stop loss. My stop loss is right above 113. Now, the reason why I do it that way is because I found that prices, if it's gonna close you out, it's either going to tap 113 and turn around, or come like a couple pips above 113 and turn around. And me having that 113 is a good and a bad thing. Now, the reason why I do 113 is because it protects you, because sometimes you do a big pattern and that 113 is like 80 pips away. You don't want an 80 pip stop loss. Even if you're going for like 100 pips, you don't want an 80 pip stop loss. That risk to reward is not a good one. But with this, if I have my stop loss right above 113, this is only 9 pips. But then I'm looking at a potential with that 14 and at the most almost 25 pips down here. So I mean, that's a pretty good risk reward ratio right there. Yeah, so if this pattern doesn't complete and go up here, I just take the buy. I mean that price is going to drop back down to the zone down here. That was a question that was just asked just now. It says right. So if this one does not complete, you take the buy pattern. Yes. You see how hard that's pushing up though? This is a 15-minute. Look how solid that is. So I can take this, and there's a little zone down here. Let me see what I got. Yeah, I just happened to look. I just looked over here just now in this area, and look how perfect this lines up with the 86 zone right here of this pattern I drew. So now I got that. I can ghost this one here out real quick. Let me ghost you, and let me lighten you back up. So I can actually go through and do my money zone here from here to here. And my money zone, because this line right here is my 886. I can now grab a box. It should be right here. It's my money zone for my entry. Oops. I think that's right. Let me erase all. I got too much fibs on here again. Let me erase these fibs off here real quick, so I can make sure that's correct before I just be saying stuff out here all willy-nilly. Yeah, there you go. That's my money zone right there. That's my entry zone. So I have that 1 hour zone right there at the bottom, but it's also my money zone. That's the bottom of my money zone. So with the money zone, yeah, it says boxing up for a sell or a buy. Yeah, so I mean, you can get this two ways right now. By doing this, you're not just looking at the chart loss. You literally have a pattern going up and a pattern going down. So I mean, it's basically when price decides which one it wants to do, is good. Now on the flip side, like I just showed you guys on the other pair, what can happen still? No, people say two things can be true. Two things can be true with this. For instance, another example, if I fib from here to here, matter of fact, this is kind of hard to see. Let me ghost this out one more time. Let me ghost you. Bam. So I fib from here. This is for the big pattern or the small pattern. I fib from this top to this bottom. Now, this is 886. Oh, that's not lined up. That's what I did that for. Two things can be true. If I fib from here to here, this 886 entry is again lining up like the other pattern did. This can be now my C point to my sell down to the D entry. So again, you can get this both ways. You can get this both ways. If price pushes up here and hits this sell, you can now get the sell down to the buy, because now that would make this, it's not locked, right? That would make this my new C over here. Let me unghost this. This is my new C. If that's my new C, that's the perfect entry for the sell for that. So again, you're squeezing price both ways. You got Gartley and a Gartley. You got one going each direction. But as long as this C point right here, in case you guys can't see, as long as this C point right here does not go higher than my A, which is right here, I'm good. So I mean, if it hits this money zone and turns around for a sell, my big pattern is still valid. So you got to see how that works, right? That's one of the plus sides of trading too, like, because now, yeah, I can still do my fundamentals and stuff and see how I want to get in this trade, but price is being squeezed to the point where if it goes up and hits that sell, I know I have a bigger pattern too. I can get in for a buy on. So again, I can get this thing both ways, man. That's money up and money down. And I'm just supposed to be scrolling through showing you guys what I see. And I'm over finding all this magic. Let me see what else I got on here. Do you guys have any questions with that though? I know you guys have been commenting as I've been going, but do you guys have any questions with this and why I would squeeze price like that? And see, with that also, you don't, when you're doing like that, you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I need to find something on every single pair, every single time. You don't have to, because how it's setting up is, if you can make money both ways on that, why do you need to be inside 10 pairs at one time for? I was fibbing this earlier to see what I had here, but you see, so I had a potential pattern on this also, but the issue is, look at my potential A point and then my potential C point. This C point is higher. So yes, this makes a double top or M formation, but what this does not make is a valid pattern. And yes, it's like only a pip above it, but guess what? That bad boy is invalid. This is gonna be a bat pattern, but it poked up there. So you guys see a little piece right there sticking above it. How close can I get on that? Bam, that right there. This little piece right here made this invalid. But look at that candle formation though. But yeah, it made it invalid. But you know, if you were looking for a bat pattern on that and saw that your C went higher than your A, that bad boy ain't valid no more. And that's just how that works. Let me see. That line too big. So let me see what's I got on here. We ain't even gonna talk about this. Same thing. All the GBP pairs did the same thing. I had a buy on a this. If you see an orange and black pattern on any of my charts, that's a bat pattern. If you see a gold, well, a yellow and blue, that's a Gartley. If you see a blue and purple pattern, that's a cipher. So this is a bat pattern. Now the reason why I did that for, I know everyone doesn't do this, but the reason why I did it for is so when I open up these charts and I open it up, I know exactly what pattern I'm looking at. I don't have to worry about fibbing it out to see if my B hit 618 or 0.5 or whatever. If I see an orange and black pattern, I know that B did not hit 618. It's a bat pattern. It's literally just that simple. You might be thinking too, hey, it might be a pattern at the top of here. It's not, because this is invalid. Unless it's a pattern I don't know about, this joint invalid right here. I'm not going to measure it because the fact that this goes down like that is invalid. Unless this is a shark or something like that. I don't trade the shark, so I don't know. It might be a shark. I don't trade that. I don't trade a butterfly or the Tootsie Roll. None of that. Me and GBP are not friends today. Disrespectful. No, that's some real disrespect. Oh, it was on there. But oh man, look at this. Look at your NZD. Missing entries like crazy. Again, how dare you? But that was my money zone right there, and it missed by 9 pips and took a dip. But you guys see I have a big pattern in here too. I'm pretty sure this is a bat pattern on here that I have hidden. So this big pattern is still valid. This little one right here though, I think it made its move already. Another butterfly pattern. Risk to reward is crazy. They're rare though. I don't even know the parameters of a butterfly pattern. Honestly, I remember this one of the first patterns I learned. It's the first pattern I forgot too. Haven't even tried to look back at it. Look at this. This is a bat pattern on this also. And the GBP news, man, I don't even see the news. It just the GBP just, you know, decided to go crazy. And when it did, it took everything with it. So, I mean, this bad boy, technically, again, it can still be valid, but oh boy. What I got here? Do I have a cipher on here? Might be. I know it's way too much lines in here right now when I pulled that over. But let's see what I got. Oh, there's a cipher pattern forming up on there. Now, if you guys know what I just did, yeah, I mean, again, it might have been some Brexit talk, but I didn't see any Brexit news on there. Now, if you guys don't know the parameter of the cipher, I'm going to fly through this real quick, but just to give you guys a potential setup, there is a cipher on the top side of this GBP NZD. If price continues up, for all we know, price might not. But I'll show you guys a setup real quick on this, on the cipher pattern, top to bottom. And I'm showing you guys a pattern, which should be, bam. That's my cipher pattern. So let me go basic cipher. Now, you guys will probably rarely ever see me post cipher patterns because, I mean, they work, but I don't like them too much, man. They ain't my favorite. I find that ciphers are better when you trade it from C to D. And if I would have saw the cipher pattern earlier, before all this craziness happened, I probably could have got all of that move. Because again, the C to D movement on a cipher pattern is way better. Now, how you even find it? Again, I'm gonna fly through this, so I hope you guys aren't expecting to learn a cipher today because I'm about to fly through this joint. But what you do is, because you guys should know, I'm real Gartley heavy because that Gartley, it makes money, man. It happens so much. So let me show you guys what I do. Let me erase this real quick. That's your pattern though. So let me erase this though. And these red lines on here shouldn't be on here. I know why they're on here for. Let me thin these out. Have you ever seen a red line on my pattern that's not a sell position or a stop loss? It's only because I drew it on a 15-minute. And I usually don't put 15-minute lines on my chart, but I had those on right there, so I drew it on there. But so if you guys can see it, you go X down to your first pivot point. Now, if price goes above 618 on your cipher, It's not valid. But you guys see my B, I know it's a lot of crap in here, but you guys see my B retracement, which is right here, is only past point 0.5. Still valid. Now my next fib, again, I'm flying through this because you guys are not here to learn cipher today, because I ain't teaching no cipher today. But yeah, my next fib is going to go from, that's X to A. It's going from A back to X. I'm looking for my zone. So if you see something, one of these right here on my chart too, if you see one of these right here where it's a box like this that is red, it's because that's my 1272 to 1414 zone for my cipher, which is usually my entry zone for my cipher pattern. Even though the cipher pattern is complete at D, it's better to trade it from C to D. I learned that from Justin. And the completion of this pattern is at 786. So you just go from X all the way down to C, and then look for a 786 right there. And so this is my whole pattern right here on the cipher. So there is a cipher pattern here though, so you guys know that if this keeps pushing up, don't freak out, because it's probably going to complete this pattern. And this doesn't really have an entry zone, but bam, that's your cipher pattern right there. It doesn't really have an entry zone. It just has hey, enter the trade right here at 786. For all I know, it might turn around at this freaking 1 hour level of resistance. But see, this reason why I don't like trading ciphers too much in comparison to Gartley's, because for this cipher might do something stupid like this. It might be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go crazy and tap this daily trend line, then turn around. At that point, you're in freaking 150 pip drawdown. Ain't nobody got time for that. So therefore, that's why I don't really mess with them ciphers like that. So if I can get from C to D, I'm fine. But if it's not turning around at the 786, I'm not gonna hop in this joint. I'm gonna wait for it to confirm that's actually gonna turn around, because ciphers do stupid stuff like that, like go up here and test daily levels and then turn around. It's gonna make your heart fall to your underwear if you have a big lot size on it and you're trying to wait on it. You don't want that. You don't want them problems. So I'm just giving you guys a fair warning on this cipher pattern right here. So I will draw a cell on here. I will draw my cell line on here, but just know that this joint might go a little squirrely on you. Oops, not two of them. The hell? Okay, now we're good. So yeah, that'd be your cell right there in your cipher pattern if it completes up here. But again, know that cipher patterns don't complete the sexiest. If you start to trade the cipher pattern, say you go on one of raise class or something like that, and you want to trade a cipher pattern, what you're going to do is try to get it from C to D, honestly. Now, let me see. What else I had on here? Oh yeah, this little pattern right here. Look at that joint, playing nicely with the kids. Look at that. I actually had two patterns on here. I had a big one and a little one. The big one I already hit take profit before, which is right here. Big Gartley hit take profit like 3 times already. It kept tapping this stuff, stuck in the same zone. It kept hitting it from entry up here, 20 pips up every time, like every single time, hitting 20 pips up. And so with that, I found a smaller pattern, expired pattern. I found a smaller pattern, and you guys see this is about to hit take profit also. AUD NZD. Look at that. Look at freaking Euro GBP of that daily trend line rejection. That's crazy. Look at that movement right there. I'm trying to see if I see anything else on here before I hop off this call, because I am tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. Eurochef still has a pattern to complete. Still valid. This is the thing too. I'm glad I have other people who also, and no problem, man. No problem. You take care too. But there's this one thing I always do. I'm glad other people trade harmonics too, because I'll hop on here sometime and I'll straight miss a pattern. I won't even see it. But you know, you're not meant to see everything. I'm not a robot. I'm just a guy who trades Forex from time to time. Man, that was real close to hitting that 618. But this is gonna be a bat pattern on here. I can see it already. It's gonna be a bat pattern forming up on this joint. Right here. Bat pattern forming up. But with that being said, let me go through the rest of these real quick, see if I don't see anything. I literally went through every pair that I have on here and just did them one by one to see what I saw. But with that being said, I'm gonna hop off here because I am tired though, for real. Hold up before I hop off here real quick. Let me see something real quick. I do have that. Okay, never mind. I saw something new. I didn't. I was looking at this UJ movement, but I have it on my other UJ pair. Yeah, I did record this. I recorded the whole thing. This will be on my YouTube channel, which is at Elmodern Trades. Hold on, I'm gonna type it on the screen. My YouTube is, which is also my Instagram, which is also, if you type it on Facebook, it's gonna find me. If you type in hashtag Elmodern Trades, it's gonna pull me up too. This is gonna be my YouTube channel by tomorrow for sure. But that's my everything right there. All my social media and everything right there at Elmodern Trades. I see everybody hopped off it because I said I was gonna hop off. Everybody hopped off before me. They jumped the gun. But yeah, you see what we're doing, man. I'll be on here again on Sunday at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will holler at you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this class and learned something from it. Again, like I said, this will be up on YouTube by tomorrow.